Hey, WLE community, we're going to do this Facebook Live without the top of my head.
It's up there.
Yep.
We still have
We're
one.
at this thing,
In New York City.
the
New York
Hero
City.
Club.
Yeah.
Yes. So we are hanging out with about 150 entrepreneurs today, and then it goes up to 500 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I cannot tell you how much I love business organizations.
Yeah.
I mean, what a better way. There's no better way that we have found to up our game, to meet other people who get it. And this community is fantastic. They are the C-Suite Network and also the Hero Club, who are affiliated with the C-Suite Network, and they are great folks.
Yep.
Putting on a great conference.
Yeah,
We appreciate it.
the business model is super easy. We charge a group of people some money. They come together. We use the money they gave us to put on a really cool event, get amazing speakers, and high quality content. That's it.
I like it.
Oh, and give them a chance to hang out with each other.
What could be better?
Yeah.
Plus, I get to dress like
A detective.
I'm from like NCIS or something.
Crime scenes. So what are we talking about today?
Detective Anderson. So I wanted you, if you would, really quickly, we don't have a ton of time, but I wanted you to share with people your theory, your coined term, trademark,
Even.
relational debt theory.
So, businesses have 4 different kinds of debt they incur. The first is usually financial debt. The second is operational debt, meaning how do we do stuff? We've been doing it by hand, now we need to deploy systems. The third is relationship debt. The fourth is self-debt, self-care debt. And you get all these all at the same time. What you end up doing is you start off by paying off your financial debt because you see money in risk. Then you're like, my business sucks and it's not working really well and I want to grow and I can't do that until I pay off my operational debt and I learn to leverage people, systems, and processes. And then you get to the point where you clean up all your financial debt, you clean up all your business and operational debt, and now you're like, what do I do now? Well, guys, this is the time to pay off your relational debt. And usually you start by prepping with paying off your self-debt, because if you don't take care of yourself throughout this whole process, you cannot pay off any of those other debts. But we're going to focus on relationship debt. Relational debt is you've been taking withdrawals from your family. You've been taking withdrawals from the people that you care about every time you don't show up for dinner, every time you don't call when you're on the road, every time. And you have racked up a huge bill. And everything could be kind of cool and everything kind of sweet, but this relational debt weakens the framework and the foundations of the family that all the other stuff is built on top of. So what we are really excited about is that we believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we believe that the WLE method, the way that you go through what we're talking about, helps you understand what your relational debt is and gives you tools and currency to pay that relational debt back. So we're basically saving the world, is basically what we're doing.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I like this idea. I like this idea of understanding that every time we are doing something here, we're taking something from here. But the idea is that at some point, it's supposed to flop. It's supposed to go the other way around. And the whole point of this is to elevate our lives, to elevate the lives of those that are the closest to us. So how and when will we make up for what we've asked them to endure while we build a great cool thing? When? How? How will we do that?
well, one of the problems is that when you have been in this for a long time, the person who the debt is spending, I'm sorry,
God bless you.
the person who is incurring the debt often gets to the point where they reach apathy. And so you don't even notice that there's debt there. You don't notice the crumbling framework of the family because the person who's been getting all the withdrawals taken from them, is just resigned to it. And so you might feel like there is no relational debt after you've done a giant thing. I'm here to tell you that your partner is just doing you the solid of not complaining, not wanting to distract you. You have to take the responsibility to audit your own relational debt and then do something about it. You cannot put that, you cannot put that on the other person. When you walk up to someone and say, hey, how can I help you? You know what you just did? You gave them a job. Now they have to figure out how you can help them. That is not helpful.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of helpful. Never
Yeah.
ask that question.
I don't know about never. But
Okay. Do a good job with it, okay?
one of the things we've talked about a lot lately is how 80% of our time is often spent on our business. Maybe 19% of our time is spent with our family, and if even 1% of our time is spent on us and for us. And don't you think that it should be the other way around? And a better you should make a better family, should make a better business?
Paying off your personal debt and becoming super healthy and wonderful and awesome means that you can then have that 20% with the family so valuable, right? And it gets to, like, if you work on yourself 80% of the time and then 20% and then 1%, a strong base makes it so much easier to have every other layer be successful. And when you turn it on its head, the whole thing crumbles.
Yeah, and it's all about quality, right? This is a debt that is not really numerable. So when you figure out how to repay it and do it well, it's extremely impactful. It's extremely impactful. Our time with our kids now is just more valuable than it was when we were with them every day, day in, day out.
Yeah.
It's a different quality because we're working really hard to do it well. Don't you think?
Yep. So I encourage you, take our 3 C's assessment. It helps you really figure out, is there some relational debt? And the way you can detect that is when it asks, then the assessment asks you questions like, do you know what makes your partner happy? Do you know what makes your partner worried? If you cannot answer these things, chances are you've built up some relational debt. And maybe even more dangerous is if you take the assessment and think everything's good and you don't share your results with your partner, you don't give them the opportunity to be like, oh no, son, I'm being nice.
Yeah.
So take the assessment, share the results with your partner, and find out, do you have any relational debt?
If you are in the beta, we love you. Thank you. You're our bestest friends. This 3C assessment is your homework. Teacher said so. Teacher said so. So go do your homework because we're coming for you next week
Whoa, calm down,
to
lady.
give you the first secret. Number 1.
Talking about chill.
The very first secret to superpowering your business through your relationship. So,
Yep.
you want to be ready for that. WLEmission.com/something for our assessment. I don't know. We'll put it in the comments. How about that?
Just go to wlemission.com and you'll find it. It's
Yeah.
hidden there somewhere.
It's in there. I'll find it and put it on in the comments. Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys being patient through the background noise. We're going to go get back to our conference. And if you have any questions or problems, please feel free to reach out. Hello@wlemission.com.